Yeah.
Go.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
What up, though?
Good evening.
All right, so Swag, I've been dying to tell you something. Well, here's something funny. It's not funny. Okay.
Tanya got dad jokes.
So you remember that girl that you were seeing at that one time that you worked with, that you wrote a really good song that it didn't
Nope, I don't remember her at all.
it didn't exactly sound like SZA, like, oh, so happy, break your car. It didn't sound like that, but point being, that girl, she told you once when y'all were in kind of like a little bit of a tiff, and she got all mad. You were on the phone with me, and she was like, well, whatever. I mean, since Tanya's your best friend, that's the reason you're sitting at the table. I was like, oh, shit, I'm your best friend. So you need to thank her. You need to thank her. Because that's why you're sitting at the table right now.
Not thanking her for anything.
I mean, you gotta carry a little bit of love for those exes. I carry a little bit of love for all exes because I have like this voice.
I can have a little love. I have a
like,
little bit of love for everybody on this earth because everybody deserves love. But I don't have the obligation to have to show it.
Wait. Are you ready?
Boundaries.
Are you ready? Baby, do you love me? I love the birds. I love the trees. I love every one of God's creatures. Mm-hmm.
Very demure.
Okay, and that is the intro. So what we're actually here to talk about today is demure. Very demure.
Very classy, very demure.
Well, okay, so that's the thing. People think that so demure actually is classy. That's the thing. It's like classy, like classes. So you remember when you had like the nobility and you had like the merchant class back in, I mean, we're talking like 1800s and stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So you had the merchant class, you had the nobility. They were the big bustles and the and the big dresses and the Bridgerton. I got a culture reference. Okay,
and that's why I don't like
not
Demure.
Right. Okay,
no, I like Bridgerton.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Look, Tanya, I'm gonna be real. Tanya put me up on Bridgerton.
Right, but but Bridgerton is not at all historically accurate. It's somebody who understands the dresses.
It's beautiful.
You like that one, Ray?
That's why. That's my problem with Demure. My one problem with
I gotta
Demure.
do the thing. So the thing is, during that time in history, the women had to be very demure, and what that meant was they were not talking.
Shy.
They were basically like children. They were or like slaves,
Not
like they were property.
Not just seen.
Right. Mm-hmm. So do you know? There's a book. It's called Henrik Ibsen's The Doll House. And Nora lived in what we would call a golden cage, right? And she was very demure. She had the big curtains and the ruffles and the beautiful statuettes and the vase and, people who came and everybody in the household got their plates at the same time when they ate dinner, how they do at the chop house. And,
You called it
Small
love
flex.
it. A squared. So
Restaurant
Main
week.
Street. Restaurant week. So demure is just taken from a time when people did not, women, the reason women had to wear the bone in on their corsets was another way to keep them, held back. Together. Because
like
you
Kim
couldn't
Kardashian.
breathe. It's like it's like the Chinese foot binding. It was a way to
take ribs out.
Some ribs out.
Well, I don't know about all that,
Like
but
Janet Jackson
the Chinese
back in the
foot
day.
binding. It was a way to keep the Chinese women at a disadvantage. The corsets, where we could barely even breathe. We couldn't stand up. We couldn't walk.
I think it was because they also think it's looks nice.
Yeah. See, that's
For
why.
men.
Well, there was an attractiveness to it for sure.
I
But what
think
I'm
that
saying
that's
is it kept
too.
women subservient because they
It
were
did.
in close. They couldn't even
But I
freaking
think
move
that the
around
first
in,
reason that they were walking around like that was because men wanted them to look.
So
Yeah,
that's
I thought
why
it was just, like,
when
display femininity. So I thought that was like supposed to be like the idea of demure.
Oh yeah,
Like,
subservient femininity. So
Femininity,
these women, I think today, like how we were in the high ponytails and the high heel shoes, by about 3:00 in the afternoon, like you're done. I told I got a son, I got a 25-year-old. I said at 2:00 in the afternoon, if you see a woman, she got a high ponytail and high heel shoes, you better be nice to her because it's over. Like she is done. And I think that that's why I don't wear high heel shoes. Like I wear boots.
Can we bring it back?
Very classy.
Can we bring it back swag?
Yes.
Can we?
See, and being black is why I don't like Demure. Because whether you are male or female, as a black person, And in our very recent past, you had to be demure or
Yeah.
you might be hung up by a tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. it's
So
not- I don't
forget
like the word
demure.
demure.
I ain't doing it.
No one's doing it really, and I think it sounds kind of gross, to be very honest. Like even before you said that, what? Okay, but you're younger. Your generation they have embraced the word brat, which we did. Which we did not
They embrace
embrace.
keywords. They
Yes,
it's got all these
With
keywords.
just being femininity, like divine femininity, all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
So what do they think about the word demure?
They associate that with classiness, like femininity, like the
Yeah,
whole
it is
idea
classiness.
of like keeping yourself together as a woman. Like, well, I get like we associate it with like the whole like 1800s, like you have to be a certain way, but I see it as like we take it more so now as like we just keep ourselves together, like clean and
Beauty.
just more like a beauty thing. But
So-
you don't have to like kill yourself to be demure, but more like just have yourself together type thing.
So
I like
it is,
that.
it is,
We're
hold
good.
on,
The
hold
healthy,
on. I like that we just gave, but
non-toxic.
that's
Yeah,
not
like
what demure
self-love.
means.
No,
I like what she
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
but it's
I guess
just
we
been
didn't have our own definition.
redefined.
Yeah, redefined.
And misunderstood. So people are walking around saying a word that they haven't even Googled when they Google everything.
That's
So
true.
like
That's true. Nobody did any research on the trend.
I don't
And
like
then-
how
and
it
it is
originally went
classy.
viral because it originally went viral in the content of judging other women in the workplace.
oh,
Where did
talk
it go?
about
Where
that
did it
part.
start?
Yeah,
About
she
that,
had
yeah.
to. You put,
I
the,
didn't
put the
even know
clip
how
in.
it
Can
went
you put the clip
viral.
in?
We'll put the clip in from TikTok. But
How I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson and go to the job looking like Patty and Selma. Not demure. I'm very modest. I'm very mindful. You see my shirt? Only a little chichi out, not my chocho. Be mindful of why they hired you. Here's your reality check, diva. What's the name you'd like me to make it out to?
the original poster, which I came to find out was not even the original poster, it was a gay male that was originally using that term demure. And
Is it a TikTok thing? Did it
Yeah.
start on
It was
TikTok?
started on TikTok.
Yeah. I didn't know who started it. I just
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no, it was actually somebody who was putting somebody down at work because she was like, oh, you go to work and, you look kind of cute and your waistline is snatch and,
got the makeup,
and then she
too
was
much
like,
makeup on.
right,
like-
but then what she said was, she's like, oh, no, don't be like that. You got to be like demure. So she was basically saying wear
Be
beige
quiet.
and a freaking turtleneck
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like hide
Don't
your,
be too big.
And the
Yeah.
you didn't see the
I don't like
person who,
that,
did we
yeah.
put the clip in?
We'll put the clip.
Okay.
Tanya's like, y'all got to
was
see
mad.
this.
We weren't
even gonna
I
do
was
this.
mad.
Tanya was like, I was
do
all
this.
with you until I seen you saying it in the context you was saying it, lady.
I was mad.
I can't wait.
I thought
haven't
because the
seen
first
it.
time I saw the very demure, very beige, whatever they say, it was Darren was walking through a house and the house was boring and
White
like
walls.
stately and like it was just like, oh, this and this. And it didn't feel homey at all. It felt very,
Demure.
stuffy. Exactly. So that's why I
Sterile.
was like, oh, I think it's kind of cool. And then you were like, no, there's a whole nother thing. I was like, what? And then you showed me the thing, and I was like, what, huh?
And you felt personally
And-
attacked.
Yes, and then I immediately
Because some
went,
of us like to come to work looking fresh.
Okay.
gotta get your
And if
swag
that
right.
bothers you deep down in your soul, that sounds like more of a personal problem that you might want to talk to your therapist about on Thursday. I'm sorry. It just has nothing to do with me. If you want to put a name on it, put a name on it. I'm not demure.
Thursdays are therapy days.
Google the word. Just Google
That's
the word.
when I had therapy. That was my day.
I was like, I'm in Thursdays. Therapy Thursday. T
All
squared.
right, y'all. Listen, we killed it. We're gonna cut it.
T squared to the A squared.
squared.
Therapy Thursday up in Ann Arbor. Peace. That's how we out.
Peace out, Ann Arbor.
Hey.